A couple of months ago, we did a video on home porting your cylinder heads, basic home porting. You can see a link to it someplace over here, wherever she's going to put it. This time around, we're going to show you how to finish that off with a proper do-it-yourself backyard valve job. So, a couple of things. The first is this is not a substitute for a high-quality multi-angle valve job. But what it is it's a way to get your engine to seal the way it's supposed to. Usually your problems are all on the exhaust side. You know, one of the things about, your hardened seats are always for the exhaust. The lead in gasoline used to lubricate the surface between the valve and the seat. Because what happens is, as this thing is cycling, little microscopic bits of steel is sticking to it, and it eventually etches away the exhaust seat. These old Chrysler heads, they came with hardened seats to begin with. But even with hardened seats, they still wear. And they can always be freshened up. There's a couple of things falling around. A couple of things you want to be aware of before you get started, before you spend any time or energy doing this at home. The first is that if the valve is sunk, meaning you can't see the edge of the valve over the seat, send it to the machine shop and have new seats put in. A sunken valve does two things. First, it doesn't flow as good as a valve that sits properly where it's supposed to. And if you have a non-adjustable hydraulic valve train like these Chryslers, you're preloading the lifter more than it's supposed to go, and there's a good chance you'll get premature lifter pump up. So it'll start to float the valves, let's say at 4,000, 5,000 RPM and stuff. But anyway, that's your first thing. And then the second thing is you want to make sure that the guides themselves are good. This is the quick, dirty way to do it. Obviously, you want to be able to be free. But too free is no good either, because if the guide is worn, the valve is dancing around and it won't seal. The quick, easy way to see if that's the case, give it a squirt of WD or anything like that, the valve stem, put it in the hole, and then put your finger over the guide while you pull the valve back and forth. You should feel suction on your finger. This one is good, nice heavy suction. So, then we go on to the next step. We're going to freshen up the seat. So, you go to an auto parts store, and you buy some of this, valve grinding compound. You put a few, don't drop the valve, put a few drops, a few dabs. Don't go too crazy with this stuff. It's a lot like anti-seize, and it gets all over everything. A few dabs around the outside of the valve. Drop the valve in. Now in the old days, they used to use a cup. They'd stand there for hours just hand lapping valves in. Life is way too short for that. I use an adjustable, a reversible drill. So, chuck the stem up in the drill, get that going, and give it a spin. Now I like to vary the pressure and the speed. Don't go too fast, you don't want to burn anything up. When you feel you've got enough in one direction, reverse it and go the other way. Same thing, just lightly pulling, releasing, and varying the speed. That should be about good. Let's see, let's get this thing working here. The valve looks good. So you got a nice clean face on the valve. And you want to clean this stuff up really good. You don't want any remnants of valve grinding compound staying in the engine. I'm just doing it sloppy right now so we can show you guys what we're looking for here. And you can see the clean seat runs all the way around. And that's it. Take your time. Tube of this stuff costs you about $5 to do a set of heads. Probably take you about 2-3 hours. Fresh set of seals, some springs, and you're good to go. That's it. See you tomorrow.